Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk about stop wasting your life, the 5 a.m. rule that will change everything. Imagine waking up every morning with a fire in your heart, a purpose in your mind, and the unstoppable energy to seize the day before the world even realizes you're awake. That's the power of the 5 a.m. rule. It's not just a habit, it's a mindset, a declaration to yourself that you are done wasting time, done making excuses, and done living a life of mediocrity. Right now, someone is waking up at 5 a.m. to chase their dreams while you hit snooze. Someone is putting in the work while you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But how many tomorrows have passed? How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because you let comfort win over ambition? Look at the most successful entrepreneurs, investors, and leaders of the world. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett. Do you think they start their days at 9 a.m. scrolling through their phones, waiting for motivation to strike? No. They dominate their mornings because they know that winning the morning means winning the day, and winning the day means winning at life. When I first heard about the 5 a.m. rule, I thought it was ridiculous. Why would I wake up before the sun when I could sleep a little longer? But then I tried it. The first week was brutal. My body fought it. My mind resisted. But then something magical happened. Suddenly I had time to think, time to plan, time to invest in myself. My energy levels skyrocketed. My productivity doubled. And most importantly, I felt in control. The truth is, most people don't lack time, they lack discipline. They waste hours binge watching TV, scrolling through social media, and engaging in distractions that add zero value to their future. You say you don't have time to work on your business, wake up earlier. You say you don't have time to exercise, get up at 5 a.m. You say you don't have time to learn, to grow, to invest. You do, you just don't own your mornings. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson gets up at 4 a.m. to work out before his workday even starts. Apple CEO Tim Cook is up at 3:45 a.m. answering emails. The legendary investor Benjamin Franklin swore by the power of early rising, mapping out every hour of his day with precision. These people don't have more hours than you do. They have more commitment. You have a choice. Keep sleeping through your potential or wake up and claim your destiny. The life you dream about is not built in comfort. It is forged in discipline. It's created in the silent early hours when the rest of the world is asleep. I challenge you, start tomorrow. Set your alarm for 5 a.m. No snooze button, no excuses. Just get up and use that time for something that will push you forward. Read that book, hit the gym, work on your side hustle, plan your investments. Just do something that brings you closer to the life you deserve. Because here's the truth, the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. 5 years from now, you'll look back at today. Will you be proud of the person you became, or will you wish you had started sooner? The time will pass either way. The only question is, what will you do with it? Wake up, own your life, stop wasting your potential. The 5 a.m. rule isn't about waking up early. It's about waking up to your power. And once you do that, nothing can stop you. Winning the morning equals winning the day. How you start your morning sets the tone for your entire day. Waking up at 5 a.m. gives you control over your time, energy, and mindset. Success requires discipline, not excuses. The difference between successful people and everyone else is not talent, it's discipline. Most people don't lack time, they lack commitment. Your competition is already awake. While you hit snooze, someone else is putting in the work. The top performers, entrepreneurs, athletes, and investors own their mornings before the world wakes up. The power of early hours. The world is quiet, distractions are minimal, and your mind is at its peak performance. Use this golden time for learning, strategizing, and personal growth. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Staying in bed feels good now, but regret will haunt you later. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. Your future is built in the small decisions. Choosing to wake up at 5 a.m. is not just about time. It's about creating a winning identity, a high-performance mindset, and unstoppable momentum. Real-life proof of the 5 a.m. rule. Icons like The Rock, Tim Cook, and Benjamin Franklin have proven that rising early gives you a competitive edge in business, health, and personal success. Take the challenge, change your life, set your alarm for 5 a.m. starting tomorrow. No snooze, no excuses. Use the early hours to work on your dreams, and in 5 years, you'll thank yourself. Imagine this. You wake up before the world, before the chaos, before the distractions. The air is still, the city sleeps, and you're already ahead. You own the morning. You own your life. Because winning the morning means winning the day, and winning the day means winning everything. Most people roll out of bed reacting to life. They wake up late, they rush. They're already behind before they've even started. They check their phones, respond to emails, get lost in notifications, and suddenly they're drowning in other people's demands. But you take control. You rise before the noise, before the demands, before the world has a chance to throw its distractions at you. Think about it. Every great leader, every successful entrepreneur, every top performer, what do they have in common? They don't wait for life to happen to them. They seize it, they shape it, they dictate how the day unfolds. And it starts with mastering the morning. Jeff Bezos doesn't wake up at noon. Elon Musk isn't lying in bed scrolling through Instagram. Oprah isn't snoozing her alarm for just 5 more minutes. These people understand that how you start determines how you finish. If you wake up late, you spend your whole day catching up. If you wake up early, you dictate the pace. You decide what gets done, what matters, and how far you go. I get it. Waking up early isn't easy at first. Your bed is comfortable, sleep feels good, but here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of progress. The most successful people in the world aren't successful because they did what was easy. They did what was necessary. They did what others wouldn't. Think about an athlete training for the Olympics. Do they wake up whenever they feel like it? Do they wait for motivation? No. They get up before the sun. They train when no one is watching. They put in the work while others sleep because they know that victory isn't won in the arena. It's won in the early mornings, in the unseen hours, in the quiet battles with yourself, when you decide to push instead of stay still. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. It's not luck, it's not talent, it's decisions. Small, consistent decisions that create unstoppable momentum. Waking up early isn't just about having more hours in the day, it's about owning those hours. It's about setting the tone, controlling your energy, and making the conscious decision that you refuse to live a life of mediocrity. So ask yourself, are you waking up with purpose? Are you taking control of your life before the world takes control of you? Or are you living on someone else's schedule, letting time slip away, wondering why success keeps eluding you? It starts the moment your alarm goes off. One decision, one commitment, one shift in mindset. Wake up early, take control, and watch how fast your life changes. Because if you win the morning, you win everything. You say you want success, you say you want financial freedom, you say you want to build a business, become an investor, create a life on your terms. But when the alarm goes off, what do? Do you jump out of bed, ready to attack the day? Or do you hit snooze and bargain with your dreams for just 5 more minutes? Because let me tell you something, success isn't waiting for you. It doesn't care about your excuses. It only responds to discipline. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who settle isn't talent, it's not intelligence, it's not luck, it's discipline. And discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. You think the most successful people in the world wake up every morning feeling motivated? You think they leap out of bed every day excited? No, they have days when they're tired. They have days when they don't feel like pushing. But they do it anyway because they made a decision to be unstoppable. You want to build a business, but you say you don't have time? Wake up earlier. You want to start investing, but you say you don't have time to learn? Wake up earlier. You want to get in the best shape of your life, but you're too busy? Wake up earlier. The excuse that you don't have time is a lie. You have the time. What you don't have is the discipline. Look at the best in any field. Athletes, entrepreneurs, CEOs. They all have the same 24 hours as you. The difference, they refuse to waste them. They refuse to let distractions, social media, or pointless entertainment steal their future. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. They rely on routines. They rely on self-control because they know discipline beats motivation every single time. Think about this. The Rock gets up at 4 a.m. to work out before his entire day even starts. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, wakes up at 3:45 a.m. to handle emails and get a head start on his competition. Do you think they have some superhuman ability that you don't? No. They just made a choice. A choice to stop negotiating with their potential. A choice to stop making excuses. A choice to stop waiting for the perfect time and start executing. Discipline is freedom. When you have discipline, you control your life. You control your energy. You control your future. Without it, you become a slave to distractions, to laziness, to regret. And regret, that's the heaviest burden you will ever carry. You don't need another inspirational quote. You don't need another motivational video. You need action. You need to get up, commit, and follow through no matter what. Because at the end of the day, success doesn't come to the most talented. It doesn't come to the smartest. It comes to the one who refuses to quit. It comes to the one who is disciplined enough to do the work even when they don't feel like it. Right now, as you sit here, someone is already awake, grinding, putting in the work, getting ahead while the rest of the world sleeps. Someone is building their business, pushing their body to the next level, mastering their craft, and making moves while you're still deciding whether or not to hit the snooze button. That's the difference between the people who win and the people who wonder why they're stuck. Your competition is already awake, already outworking you, already stacking wins before you even get out of bed. Success is not about talent. It's not about intelligence. It's not even about opportunity. It's about hunger. It's about being relentless. It's about getting up when others stay down, pushing forward when others quit, and doing the work when no one else is watching. The world doesn't reward people who wait. It rewards people who act, people who show up, people who refuse to settle for average. Look at the most successful people in the world: entrepreneurs, investors, athletes, visionaries. Do you think they wake up at 9 a.m., roll out of bed, and casually start their day? No. They are up before the sun, before their competition, before their distractions, because they understand one thing. When you control your morning, you control your life. Think about an athlete training for the Olympics. They don't wait until they feel like it. They don't train when it's convenient. They don't look around to see what everyone else is doing. They get up before the rest of the world and put in the work when no one is watching. That's why they win. That's why they dominate. Because they don't compete on talent alone. They compete on discipline, on effort, on the choices they make every single day. Now, ask yourself, what choices are you making? Are you waking up with purpose? Are you putting in the work before the world even knows what hit them? Or are you still waiting for the perfect time? Still waiting for motivation? Still waiting for life to hand you success on a silver platter? Because let me tell you, waiting is losing. Hesitation is losing. And while you wait, someone else is taking what could have been yours. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care that you were tired. It doesn't care that you didn't feel like it. It only cares about results. You either show up and do what it takes, or you watch someone else do it. You either rise before the competition and own your morning, or you spend your life playing catch up. Make the decision. Stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. Get up, show up, and take what's yours. Because right now, someone else is awake, working, grinding, getting better. The only question is, are you? There is a time in the day when the world is silent. No emails, no phone calls, no distractions. Just you and the opportunity to build, to grow, to create the life you say you want. That time is the early morning. While the rest of the world is asleep, while others are lost in their dreams, the few who rise early are already making their dreams a reality. That's the power of the early hours. That's where champions are made. Most people wake up and immediately start reacting. They check their phones, answer messages, scroll through social media, and before they know it, their mind is cluttered, their focus is gone, and their day is already slipping away. But the successful, the disciplined, the unstoppable, they don't live in reaction mode. They live in creation mode. They wake up early and take control before the world even has a chance to pull them in 100 different directions. Why do the most powerful, most successful people on the planet wake up before everyone else? Because the early hours are when your mind is sharpest, when your energy is at its peak, when you have complete control over how you start your day. When you win the morning, you win everything. Picture yourself waking up before the sun. No rush, no stress, just clarity, just purpose. You take time to think, to strategize, to work on yourself. You read, you train, you build, you invest in your future while the rest of the world is still sleeping. No one is calling. No emails are flooding in, no notifications to steal your attention. It's just you and your goals. This is your edge. This is your secret weapon. When you wake up early, you are in control. You decide how to start your day. You decide what thoughts enter your mind. You decide where your focus goes. And that decision determines everything. The people who rise early aren't just getting more hours in the day. They are getting the best hours, the most productive hours, the most valuable hours. That's why they win. Look at history's greatest minds, the top performers, the world's elite. They all understood this. Benjamin Franklin swore by the power of early rising. Apple's Tim Cook is up at 3:45 a.m. already working. Oprah Winfrey starts her mornings with clarity and intention. These people don't wake up early because they have to. They wake up early because they know it gives them an unbeatable advantage. And yet, so many people waste this golden opportunity. They choose comfort over discipline. They choose sleep over success. They trade the most valuable time of the day for a few extra hours of rest, not realizing that their future is slipping away with every minute they stay in bed. You have a choice. You can either wake up early and own your life, or you can sleep in and let the world dictate your future. The early hours belong to the dedicated, the disciplined, the ones who refuse to live on someone else's schedule. It's time to make that choice. It's time to take control. Comfort is the silent killer of dreams. It feels good in the moment, but it's a trap. It lulls you into complacency, whispers lies in your ear, telling you that you can take it easy, that you deserve to rest, that there's always tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next year. And before you know it, you're standing in the same place, wondering why nothing has changed. You weren't born to be comfortable. You were born to be great. You were born to push limits, to break barriers, to chase the life you dream of. But that life isn't waiting for you inside your comfort zone. It's on the other side of discomfort. In the early mornings when you want to sleep, in the moments when you push yourself harder than you ever have before, in the decisions you make when no one is watching. Look at the most successful people in the world. They didn't get there by choosing what was easy. They got there by choosing what was necessary. They got up early when they wanted to stay in bed. They trained when they were exhausted. They studied when their friends were out partying. They made sacrifices. They embraced the struggle, and they kept pushing forward when everything in them wanted to quit. That's why they win. Think about an athlete training for a championship. They don't stop when they're tired. They stop when they're done. They don't wait until they feel motivated. They show up no matter what, because they know that the pain of training, the sacrifice, the discipline, it all leads to one thing: victory. And the same applies to you. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. Success is never handed to you. It's never given. It's earned in the early mornings and the long nights and the sacrifices no one sees. It's earned when you make the tough choice, when you step outside of what's comfortable, when you refuse to settle for average. Because here's the truth: average is easy. Anyone can be average. But being great, that takes something else. That takes hunger. That takes an obsession with pushing past your limits. That takes a willingness to do what others won't. You have a choice. Stay comfortable, keep hitting snooze, keep making excuses, and watch as someone else takes the life that could have been yours. Or wake up, take control, step into discomfort, and own your future. Because the moment you stop making decisions based on what feels good and start making them based on what moves you forward, that's the moment everything changes. It's time to decide. Do you want comfort or do you want greatness? Because you can't have both. The life you dream of is waiting, but it won't wait forever. So get up, push harder, break free from comfort, and step into the unstoppable force you were meant to be. Every single day, you are building your future, brick by brick, decision by decision. But here's the truth most people ignore. It's not the big, flashy moves that create success. It's the small, seemingly insignificant choices you make every single day. It's waking up early when you want to sleep in. It's saying no to distractions when your mind wants the easy way out. It's choosing discipline over excuses. That's what separates those who win from those who wish. Your future is not built in some dramatic, life-changing moment. It's built in the quiet hours, when no one is watching, when you're tired, when no one is clapping for you, when you have every reason to quit. But you don't. The most successful people in the world didn't get there because of luck or talent. They got there because they mastered the small decisions. They understood that every single choice they made was either bringing them closer to their dreams or further away from them. Think about it. Every time you wake up early instead of hitting snooze, you are training yourself to win. Every time you push through discomfort instead of taking the easy way out, you are proving to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. Every time you make the choice to invest in yourself, to grow, to learn, to improve, you are setting yourself apart from 99% of the world that is content with average. Look at the greats. Athletes, business moguls, world leaders. They didn't rise to the top because they made one big move. They got there because they made 1,000 small, consistent, disciplined decisions that compounded over time. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest basketball player of all time because he played in one great game. He became the greatest because he showed up to every single practice, worked harder than everyone else, and never let himself slip. Warren Buffett didn't become one of the richest men on the planet because he made one lucky investment. He became wealthy because he made smart, calculated decisions over decades, never breaking his discipline. Success is a game of momentum. Every disciplined action, every good habit, every focused effort stacks on top of the last, and the more you build, the harder it is to stop you. The problem is most people never let the momentum take over. They start strong, but the moment they feel tired, the moment it gets inconvenient, they stop. And stopping kills progress. It destroys confidence. It tells your brain that quitting is an option. You have to decide right now that quitting is off the table, that you will wake up early, that you will make the hard choices, that you will push through even when you don't feel like it. Because the future you dream of isn't going to build itself. It's built in the small choices you make, in the moments of struggle, in the discipline you develop when no one is watching. The question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Your mind is the battlefield where success and failure are decided long before you take any action. Every thought, every belief, every decision you make is either pushing you forward or holding you back. And if you don't take control of that battlefield, if you don't command your own mind, then guess what? The world will do it for you. Society, social media, negativity, fear, doubt, they will all creep in and dictate the story you tell yourself. And that story determines everything. You have to rewire your thinking. You have to condition your mind for success. Because let me tell you something. Your brain is powerful. It will believe whatever you feed it, whether that's self-doubt, fear, and excuses, or confidence, strength, and resilience. What you focus on, you feel. What you repeat to yourself becomes your reality. And if you keep telling yourself that you're tired, that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, then you will never be. Look at the most successful people in the world. Do you think they got there by accident? Do you think they let doubt control them? No. They trained their minds just as hard as they trained their skills. They understood that their thoughts controlled their actions and their actions controlled their results. So they fed their minds powerful beliefs, unstoppable confidence, unshakable certainty. They decided in advance that they would win. Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time, didn't just train his body, he trained his mind. He visualized winning every single race before he ever stepped foot in the pool. When he swam, his goggles filled with water, blinding him. But it didn't break him. Why? Because he had already seen himself winning in his mind 1,000 times before that moment ever happened. He didn't panic. He executed. He won because his mind was trained for victory. Now, let me ask you, what are you training your mind for? Are you conditioning yourself for success, or are you letting fear and doubt take over? Are you feeding your mind powerful, unstoppable thoughts, or are you letting it run on autopilot, repeating old limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck for years? Because your success starts in your mind. The moment you believe you are unstoppable, you become unstoppable. You need to wake up every single day and program your mind for success. Tell yourself, I am in control. I dominate my day. I am relentless. I refuse to quit. I make things happen. Say it with certainty. Say it with power. Say it until it becomes the absolute truth inside you. Because when you control your mind, you control your actions. And when you control your actions, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that can stop you. So decide right now, are you going to let fear, doubt, and excuses write your story? Or are you going to take control, train your mind for victory, and step into the unstoppable force you were born to be? Your life is a reflection of the standards you set for yourself. Not the goals you wish for, not the dreams you talk about, but the absolute non-negotiable standards you demand from yourself every single day. And here's the truth. If you don't set your standards high, the world will set them low for you. You will settle. You will accept average. You will allow mediocrity to creep into your life like a disease, and before you know it, you'll be living far beneath your potential. Look around. Look at the most successful people on this planet, the elite, the ones who dominate their industry, who create wealth, who build legacies. Do you think they accept average? Do you think they wake up and hope things work out? No, they have set a standard that says, I do whatever it takes. I don't accept excuses. I push harder. I demand more from myself than anyone else ever could. That's why they win. Standards dictate behavior. If your standard is to be healthy, you don't eat garbage. You fuel your body with what it needs. If your standard is to be financially free, you don't waste money. You invest it wisely. If your standard is to be the best in your field, you don't clock in and out like everybody else. You study, you grind, you put in the extra hours. Your life will always rise or fall to the level of your. Let me give you an example. Think about someone like Kobe Bryant. He wasn't just talented. He had insane standards for himself. He was in the gym before the sun came up, working while others were sleeping. He demanded more from himself than anyone else ever did. And because of that, he dominated. His talent wasn't enough. His discipline wasn't enough. It was his unbreakable standard of excellence that made him one of the greatest of all time. Now, let's talk about you. What have you been accepting in your life that is beneath your true potential? Where have you been cutting corners? Where have you been making excuses? Because let me tell you, your excuses are lying to you. They are stealing from you. Every time you say, it's okay, I'll do it later, or I'm too tired, or I don't have time, you are reinforcing a low standard. You are training yourself to accept less. The only way to change your life is to raise your standards. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Decide that you will no longer tolerate mediocrity. Decide that you will no longer accept excuses. Decide that from this moment forward, you will demand more from yourself in every single area of your life. Because when you change your standards, everything changes. Your energy changes, your habits change, your results change. And suddenly, you're not just wishing for success, you're living it. So what's it going to be? Stay comfortable, stay average, stay in the same place, or raise your standards, take control, and step into the life you were meant to live? The choice is yours. Now is the moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Every second that passes is either pushing you closer to your dreams or further away from them. The life you want, the success you crave, the impact you were born to make, it all comes down to the choices you make every single day. You have to stop waiting, stop making excuses, stop telling yourself that you'll start when you feel ready. You will never feel ready. The fear, the doubt, the discomfort, they don't go away, But the people who win in life are the ones who move forward anyway. They rise before the competition. They master their mornings. They push through discomfort. They train their minds for success. They demand the absolute best from themselves and refuse to settle for anything less. And that's the decision in front of you right now. Are you going to keep living on autopilot, reacting to life, playing small? Or are you going to take control, set a new standard, and step into the unstoppable force you were meant to be? Your time is now. Your future is waiting, but it won't wait forever. Wake up, show up, dominate your day. Because if you don't, someone else will.